Good morning, YouTube. Mr. G having lunch at a bar in downtown Vienna, which has apparently 20,000 different kinds of beer and or coasters on the walls or the ceilings or wherever you have it. I don't know. They've got a gigantic beer can collection. All right, guys, behind me is the Vienna Opera House. Mozart played here a bunch. It's made in like the early 1800s or late 1800s. I'm not sure which one. They're still doing shows there. They had one on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, but at 50 euros a pop. I am not doing that with a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, but it looks really pretty. All right, folks, we are at the Vienna House of Music. We're going to learn all about composers, the Philharmonic, and those little baton things that composer guys always use. Okay, so I always wondered what these things were called that conductors use, but apparently they're called batons. So, as cool or cooler than Harry Potter wands, we've got batons of famous conductors from over the years. Okay, here we have a Kunst tube created by a German physicist, August Kundt. And you can actually visually see the wavelength of a sound wave as it travels through these powdered cork particles, which I have to say is pretty cool. You can see it's just a speaker on one end, a tube, and ground up cork. Yeah, this is like a gigantic stringed instrument that's about the size of a speedboat. Just makes the eeriest sound. I love it. Baby G and I have found some sort of strange echo chamber device. It's cool, but I don't think you're quite able to hear how interesting it sounds through my phone, but it reflects the sound right back at you, and it's just kind of cool. We are now in the room of terrifying sounds. We're trying out different consonant sounds and vowel sounds. Make it stop. Oh my god. I'm trapped in a painting. Help me now. Oh my god, this is the creepiest thing I have ever seen. Guys, we are at St. Stephen's Cathedral, constructed in 1643, late Gothic architecture. No, just kidding, I have no idea. I've got no 3G and I have not Googled it, but this thing is pretty dang cool. Take a peek. As far as cathedrals go, it is indeed immense. This tiny little camera is not doing it justice. Okay, it is actually still a functioning cathedral. So they are holding mass and functioning as a regular Catholic church in here. And this thing is huge. It's going to be 100 meters tall. The vaulted ceilings in here. I have to say, it's probably the most amazing cathedral I've ever been in, including the Cathedral of Notre Dame. This thing's huge. At the Classical Art Museum, so no more of that modern art stuff. And I just got in the door, but I think there's a big display on Rubens. So if you're into classical art, we will check it out. This guy looks like he dropped his cell phone. Here we have an example of a 15th century gravy boat. Actually, I have no idea what that is. You guys are practicing the ancient art of balancing columns on top of one's head. I don't know. Probably some sort of Renaissance god of the harvest, food and fertility and wine, and I have no idea. This one is entitled, "They Just Don't Make Pantaloons Like They Used to." Why don't they have stuff like this in the gift shop? I want a dragon drinking horn, circa 1534. I don't know why, but I just love this guy's face. He just looks like nothing is good enough for this guy at all times. So Baby G and I were checking out the Rubens gallery. No, the artist, not the sandwich. And he was a 16th century painter. As you can tell, he really enjoyed painting the naked ladies. Yeah, that's pretty much what Rubens is most famous for. That's my TLDR for you guys on this one. You want something for dinner? I got dinner. It's this guy's head. Renaissance paintings Just proving that impractical armor existed even before video games. That's a wrap on the Art Museum. I gotta say though, I'm spent. Younger G and I lost Baby G and Mrs. G at one point, and we're searching for her fruitlessly until we realized there was free Wi-Fi, and I got on to find a whole bunch of messages explaining that she was well past us in the Roman section, but everything was in Austrian/German. So we found Mrs. G by she sent us pictures of the room she was in, and we matched the floor tiles until we found her. Win. Now it's time to feed Baby G because she is saying she is hungry. So we're walking down a dark alley in Vienna, and Mrs. G is like, that is the creepiest thing ever. And we look in this art gallery, and there's this statue of this kid. Yeah, it's terrifying.